and a warm welcome to the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami, and these are the stories and reports we're tracking at this time. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, has briefed the media on the activities of the armed forces for the month of February. The Defense Headquarters says it has recorded major success from various operations across the country. He asked the terrorists to repent and come to the table for peace, as the armed forces will continue to punish unrepentant criminals with overwhelming military force.
It is important also to state that in the month of February, troops recorded the following. We neutralized 974 terrorists. We arrested 621 of them, and we rescued 466 kidnapped hostages during the month of February. Troops also denied the oil theft of close to 9 million liters of crude oil, over 1 million liters of AGO, over 18,000 liters of DPK, and over 45,000 liters of PMS during the month of February. All the recovered items, the arrested suspects, and rescued hostages have been handed over to relevant authorities for further action, including prosecution. I would like to say that certainly, if these terrorist groups don't come to the table in peace, the armed forces will continue to punish them with overwhelming military force.
Meanwhile, the Senate has directed the Police Service Commission and the Nigerian Police Force to recruit a minimum of 10 candidates from each of the 774 local government councils in the country during its annual recruitment process. The upper chamber has also asked its committees on police affairs and legislative compliance to ensure this directive is carried out. These resolutions were taken after a motion by Senator Emmanuel Memga representing Benue North East. The lawmaker believes there's a need for the Police Service Commission and the police force to adhere to the federal character principle in the recruitment of constables into the Nigerian police force. And staying with security matters, one of the suspects involved in the abduction of 2 Catholic priests at St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Plateau is amongst 15 other suspects paraded by the State Police Command. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hassan Yamnet, said the suspects were arrested for criminal conspiracy, trespass, disturbance of public peace, kidnapping, and culpable homicide at various locations across the state.
It's the maiden address from the new Commissioner of Police in Plateau State, Hassan Yamnet, who assumed office shortly after the rerun elections in February. As he recounts the command's achievements so far this year, top of which is the arrest of suspects for offences ranging from kidnapping, culpable homicide, armed robbery, and cattle rustling. Part of the successes achieved is the rescue of victims from kidnappers who invaded St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Kwanshing and abducted 2 priests alongside 2 other victims who were later rescued.
On the 1st of February 2024, at about 1 p.m., some unknown gunmen, numbering about seven persons, invaded the house and premises of St. Vincent de Paul Parish, via district in Pashin, and kidnapped 2 parish priests, namely Reverend Father Kenneth M. Kanwa and Reverend Father George Onwachuku, to unknown destination. Upon the receipt of the report, the Commissioner of Police Plateau State directed the OC anti-kidnapping unit just to make a local circulation to all police media platforms which led to the arrest of one of the suspects, Christopher Yaro, a.k.a. Monaka, in faraway Ogun State, where he has escaped to. The suspect confessed to being part of the kidnap gang that kidnapped the two Reverend Fathers in Pashin local government area. Investigation is ongoing to arrest the other suspect at large. The suspect will soon be charged to court.
One of the victims is Eunice Josiah, who narrates her ordeal at the headquarters of the State Police Command.
I was in my compound on the 15th of this month. So they came into the compound, they packed Reverend Father, me and my neighbor. So they tie our hands and they move us into one unknown bush. We don't know the exact place we are going to. So when we reached there, the police came and they were siren all over. So the kidnappers got confused. That was how the police saved us.
And for those arrested, 52-year-old Christopher Yaro is one of the suspects apprehended in connection with the crime, while the other suspects are still at large. He was arrested in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, and was brought back to Plateau State for prosecution. As the police in Plateau State continue the war against crime, it's asking citizens to continue to play their role by providing information to security operatives.
The governor of Benue State, Mr. Hyacinth Alia, has approved the construction of a road to serve as a natural boundary between the Nigerian Air Force Tactical Command and the host communities to end the land disputes in the area. He disclosed this after a tour of the disputed areas that stretch over 16 kilometers from Boko Road axis to the Tactical Air Command with Mavi community, where leaders have agreed to allow peace reign. Although the other boundary dispute with Ugondo community is still unresolved, as the community leaders had sued the Air Force over 350 hectares of land.
The Air Officer Commanding Nigerian Air Force Tactical Air Command Makudi, Air Vice Marshal Francis Edosa, and his team are attending this mediation meeting to settle the land dispute with host communities. Governor Hyacinth Alia is mediating in the disputes as he urges the disputing sides to end the 46-year-long battle over land ceded by Mbavi and Ugondu communities to host the Tactical Air Command in 1977.
I know that by every standard, the federal government owns the land. Once it comes to the subnationals, the state government owns the land. But that is not in the neglect of the local communities. It's not at all. This is why we just need to present some pleas to you, as I've made same to the Mbavi community.
While the leaders of Mbavi community have reached an agreement with the Nigerian Air Force, the leaders of Ugondu community are considering the solution proffered by Governor Alia.
The problem of land dispute between the Ugondu community and the Air Force will be a thing of the past.
The mediation team then moves to identify the 1977 demarcation. The governor gives details of the road projects that will serve as a natural boundary.
This is the 16.23 kilometers. So we build this road up to this point. This gives them some huge natural advantage. What stays on the other side of the road is theirs.
The Air Force is delighted with the intervention of the governor.
His Excellency has also promised to discuss with communities who are yet to come to agreement with us, and we're hoping that at the end of that discussion, like His Excellency said, we'll all be smiling.
While the Nigerian Air Force is giving up part of the areas encroached on from the Mbavi community axis, the encouragement from the Ugondu axis that runs close to the runway of the flight line will now be corrected to give safety to air operations of the Nigerian Air Force.
In Benue State, the State House of Assembly has appealed to the governor to prioritize the future of students by raising funds to meet all the financial demands of the striking lecturers of the Benue State University, who are protesting many years of unpaid earned allowances and promotion arrears. The majority leader, Mr. Setiet Tistier, made the call after a mediation meeting with the striking lecturers and the university management, with talks about integrating the lecturers' earned academic allowances into their monthly salary.
A few days to their first semester examinations, students from the Entrepreneurship Study Center, Benue State University, came out exhibiting their works of art and creativity, only to be forced to vacate the campus due to an industrial action. Members of the Academic Staff Union of University's Benue State chapter had on the 1st of February 2024 embarked on an indefinite strike to press home their demand for earned academic allowances, promotion arrears and payment of a percentage salary to recently employed lecturers. This informed an intervention meeting called by the Benue State House of Assembly Standing Committee on Higher Education as parties present their cases.
The Assembly asked us to give them the opportunity to step in. So we asked for a document which we'll take back to our Congress. So finally the Congress will take the decision. For us, they have not yet been settled to our satisfaction, but it's our Congress that's the principal. So go back to Congress, and Congress will chart the way forward.
This has been a crux of a matter for ASU nationally and even locally. And I can say that for an allowance, without contradiction, that BSU is even ahead in terms of integrating it into the salaries. And this is what federal government has not been able to do with federal universities. But we're hopeful that federal government will also begin to do that. And at the level here, aside integrating into salaries, we are paying the EAA when we have resources. And the Assembly has promised to intervene. So we need to look forward to that intervention.
While the House chairman speaks on the need for all parties to put the students' future first, the majority leader calls on the governor to spare resources from ongoing projects to safeguard the future of the students.
The students were supposed to take exams 3 days before the strike was called, and we felt that there's a need for us to intervene. There's been logjam, and so our intervention is basically to see how we can mediate and resolve the crisis so that the teachers can go back to classes and the students as well can go back to classes. We've had some reverse engagement with management and with ASU. We also have leadership of the Assembly stepping in. And we believe that within the next few hours, this would be called off, because we strongly believe that our appeal to the leadership, to the management of the university, and also to ASU, they would see reason and call off the strike, so that we can all go back and be proud of the state called Benue State.
The general problem we have in Benue is the scarcity of resources and the enormity of the problems we have. But as we agreed in the meeting, BSU is our only pride. And if it means that we can do everything, everything, to make sure that their problems are solved, we are going to do it. And I think the governor will listen to us, because we are here to serve Benue people. And that's the first step of serving our community.
The last 8 months have seen massive construction work on 16 township roads and other key infrastructure in Benue State. But the lawmakers believe the future of the Benue State students should range higher on the administration's priority list.
Welcome back. The Kwara State Governor, Mr. Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, has expressed confidence in the ability of the president to find a solution to the current food crisis in the country. He also unfolds plans to support farmers, improve yields per hectare, guarantee a bumper harvest, and reduce the food crisis in Kwara State. The governor mentioned this at the Government House in Ilorin during a meeting with representatives of different groups under the state chapter of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria. He said the governors have had several meetings with the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to ensure that a lot is done for the remaining part of the dry season. Speaking on behalf of the association, Mr. Abdulrazak Edun appreciated the governor for his support to farmers and promised to partner with his administration to make Kwara food secure.
On the issue of food security, we must feed ourselves. That is paramount. And we must bring down the cost of food. Nobody will come and do that for us. And there's been pressure on the president to import food, but he has resisted that and said our farmers can feed us out of this problem. And so he said that the president has total confidence in Nigerian farmers to resolve this.
We thank you on the strength of your good hand to us, on the provision of input and chemical at a reasonable price to farmer through your own program. We also appreciate you on the disbursement that is given to farmers in the state. That is 50,000 kg of maize to farmers in the state, especially to the poultry farmer and fish farmer. If not for you, most of our farm could have even followed up. Well, we appreciate your due gesture on that for making that available for us.
Still talking agriculture, the Niger State government has taken delivery of 300 out of 1,000 tractors it acquired to cultivate 1 million hectares of land across the 25 local government areas of the state. The Commissioner for Agriculture, Mr. Bawa Boso, said over 30,000 hectares have been cleared from each local government area to commence dry season cultivation ahead of the rainy season. He said the government is determined to position the state as Nigeria's biggest agricultural producer.
Nigerians have in the past few weeks continued to grumble over the high cost of living, particularly the rise in food prices. In Niger State, the situation is made worse largely due to the surging demand for grain for household and industrial needs. Several measures have been initiated by the federal and state government to bring relief to the people. The latest in Niger State is a farming project aimed at cultivating 1 million hectares of land across 25 local government areas. Besides boosting food reserves, the idea is also to reduce poverty and provide employment.
We are cultivating 1 million hectares of land, which already land preparations have been going on. 30,000 hectares have been prepared in each of the local government of Niger State. So this is the focus, and directly this is to ensure that we own this agri business because of the land mass we have, the opportunity we have as an agrarian. We have the largest land mass and arable land, not just by size, and we are determined to ensure that we take advantage of that.
A large percentage of Nigerians' land mass is large bodies of water, which agriculture experts believe can support all-year agriculture, even in northern states. The senator representing Niger East, who chairs the Senate Committee on Finance, Mohammed Sani, believes Niger State is in a position to take the lead in providing solutions to Nigeria's food security challenges.
Today, Niger State is coming as #1 in agricultural transformation. And I believe that His Excellency, the President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is fully in support of our governor.
He says the present economic hardship resulting majorly from the Naira's fall against the dollar is temporary pain to correct the anomalies in the foreign exchange market.
We were not ready. Previous governments have come, they have never been able to take decisive actions. What has been happening in Nigeria before is no longer happening. In Nigeria, you don't work, you don't do anything, they allocate dollars to you at official rates, you take it to the black market, you make almost 150 to 200% gain. You become a billionaire overnight. It's no longer happening. And that is only happening to a very few people, not even 0.001% of the population. Mr. President came with very decisive decision, which I believe this hardship is only for a short time. You can see now the gap between the parallel market, the official market, is always, has almost merged.
This ambitious drive seeks to return farmers who've been displaced by bandits in some parts of the state to their farms. The aim is to clear as much land as possible, in addition to already cultivated land. The caveat here by those in charge is that full deployment of machines to the farms will depend on how soon the bandits are completely sacked from rural farming communities in Niger State.
To cushion the rising cost of living, the Nasarawa State Governor, Abdullahi Sule, is taking steps in various sectors to alleviate the sufferings of the people. The governor, who has been distributing food items and cash to 100 select vulnerable persons in every ward in the state, has disclosed plans to regulate the price of some food items. He stated this while giving his remarks at the State Executive Council meeting in Lafia, the state capital.
We have been lucky so far in holding down the price of rice, millet, and maize, because we told them to go ahead and bring whatever they have. We will buy them and we will sell them at a lower price. So today we have been able to buy over 20, close to 30,000 bags of rice that we have bought so far. And then in addition to that, we have bought some maize as well as millet. Those ones in anticipation of the Ramadan that is coming, so that in case they will raise the prices, then we can actually go and give to them, give to the people free of charge, or give them at much lower prices.
To improve the provision of health services, the governor has approved 750 million naira for the State Ministry of Health to cater for the State Health Insurance Agency and the Drug Revolving Scheme.
Approval given by His Excellency Engineer Sule to give 500 million naira to the Health Insurance Agency, so as to improve their performance. More so again that with the current inflation, what we projected as cost of care for individuals have gone beyond that. So the council noted that and also gave approval for even drug management agency 250 million naira, while the state health insurance scheme got 500 million naira. All this is to see how we can improve on service provision, especially those that have enrollment with the state health insurance agency, knowing that this period that we are in, the cost of healthcare has gone up, and every drug that was purchased last 2-3 months, the price have either gone up by 30% or 40%. So with this, the health insurance scheme has more money now to be able to offer the desired services. And the drug supply management agency also is being capitalized to see how they can have more money to be able to procure quality drugs that we can be so sure of the quality, and also we can be able to monitor the price control.
As part of efforts to improve on the quality of lives, the federal government is reiterating its commitment to support victims affected by natural disaster. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Geospatial Center at the agency's headquarters in Abuja, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, says the world is presently confronted by increasing global upsurge of various disasters that have affected many countries, as seen in droughts, floods, desertification, famine, and even communal crisis. However, he has commended the National Emergency Management Agency for the success in establishing this center, which will provide support in disaster forecasting, data mapping, and information management system.
The global landscape is currently experiencing a rise in the frequency and intensity
of various disasters, including droughts, floods, desertification, and even communal conflicts stemming from competition over land use and ownership. These developments have impacted numerous countries worldwide. Unfortunately, Nigeria is not immune to the effects of global weather-related crises. These crises have manifested in various disasters across many communities, resulting in casualties, injuries, and the destruction of livelihoods and homes, amongst other consequences.
That's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinran.